Were there any red flags in the beginning?
Well, there were several red flags. First and foremost, the external reports in 2018 and 2019. Then, as we dove deeper into our review, which took several months to complete, we came up with several findings.
Inspector General Ed Michel says the OIG's audit examined 270 credit card transactions totaling around $865,000 from 2019 to 2021.
Found that the OPCD did not follow public bid law and made purchases that were potentially in violation of the Louisiana Constitution.
We sat down with Tyrell Morris, director of OPCD, about the latest report just last month after he received it, before it was published.
In an element of transparency, there have been some findings. When I inherited OPCD, administratively, it was falling apart. So I had to change systems, I had to change personnel, and so the OIG audit to me is the results of that, is how we've come out of that.
One of the findings revealed that the agency used over $30,000 in public funds over those 3 years for goods and services that lacked a public purpose and may have violated the Louisiana Constitution.
Spending $2,500 on hot chocolate and socks is not an appropriate use of the city's limited resources. The OPCD also spent about $3,000 for party decorations. They spent another $150 for balloons.
One of the charges was for funeral flowers.
I had an employee die, and I spent $223 in flowers. Well, we later learned that may be a little not necessarily as clean as we had liked, so to clear it, I reimbursed the agencies.
Other charges that the OIG says may have violated state law is employee events. Morris says now he knows, but believes that shouldn't be the case.
For the past 2 years or 3 years, the agency held employee recognition events. We were under the impression that we could use public funds to rent tables and chairs, and I think there may be time to relook at that and make that a permissible use of public funds. But it isn't. Apparently, it isn't today. We've learned that, and so we have retooled our process. As staff have come together and created a special fund using vending machines.
The report also states OPCD may not have followed Louisiana public bid law right when making purchases related to generator repairs and maintenances, totaling around $83,000.
We had emergency generators. Our generators at 911 caught on fire. We had to make emergency repairs, corrected policy. We've had training to make sure we never find ourselves in that place again.
The OIG also found credit card purchases were not approved in accordance with the OPCD policy for 44% of credit card transactions tested, totaling $220,000. And for $530,000, OPCD did not provide support to show that the purchases were aligned with the policies.
I believe constitutes systemic poor oversight concerning financial transactions. The city has limited resources, and we have to be good stewards with the limited resources.
To get this information for the audit, it cost taxpayers nearly $70,000 total after 2 court hearings affirmed the OIG office has jurisdiction.
2 city entities basically using taxpayer money to go against each other could be looked at the wrong way.
Oh, absolutely. But I think just as any private citizen, every entity has the right to defend themselves. And I think the board was right in their quest to get an opinion, because this decision was going to set up how much resources we poured into this for years to come.
Is there anything that you think more needs to be done after seeing this report?
As far as, our credit card policy it left a little too room for gray. And so since then I have rewritten and reissued that policy where if you read it, there's no ambiguity on what is and what cannot happen with these cards.